told y'all. Bad Mike told you time and time again.
Well. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. It is Monday afternoon, so you already know what that means. Welcome to the asylum of the originators. Okay, Styles, aka the host of tonight's festivities. And we have the Senator, Mad Mike Sports in the building.
I be. Nah, I ain't know it.
I be on it, man. I be on it all day, straight up. If you want me, you can find me in the Hey man, and like you said, joining us today. You know him. We got Keyshawn, aka Vlad, in the building, y'all. What's going on? What's going on, Key?
What's happening?
Hey man, so if y'all get an opportunity, man, Keyshawn is slowly and surely getting very, very popular on X right now. Hey man, y'all
Oh yeah.
make sure if y'all on X, make sure you type in Keyshawn Vlad that is named on the screen. If you want some articles and discussions and stuff like that, here this is one of the guys who sends us stuff to talk about as well. So, like I said, we always give a shout out to Keyshawn with that.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
All right, no problem. So today's episode, we gonna be talking about the blockbuster trade that took my black ass by surprise, which is the Myles Garrett getting his ass traded to LA. And we're going to have a Falcons discussion on the defensive side of the ball this afternoon. That's going to be a very interesting topic in itself. But before we go ahead and do that, man, let's go and give a shout out to the people that's already in the chat. Mike, you know what that is, man. What we call it?
All right, let me try this. I'm gonna try it. It's the Nope. Can't do it.
Now that shit sound like it hurt. That shit just sound like it hurt, boy.
It did hurt.
Water after that.
Let me try it again. All right, let me try it again. It's the See, that's what happens when you don't exercise your vocal cords. All right, you end up doing what I just got did. All right,
that shit sound like it just hurt, boy. Quit playing with it.
I haven't done it in a while. I haven't done it in a while. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's almost like not being able to get it up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's why I say you got.
I don't have no problems. I'm just saying. I heard that's what it's like. I heard that's what.
Look. You gotta make sure you eat the right food. You don't want to be caught up here eating the wrong food.
Yeah.
You gonna be a 1-800 recipient of the Blue Chew or the Blue Chew Nation.
Wow. Not the Blue Chew. Oh, whoa. Yeah, I'm not there, y'all. I'm gonna tell you that.
When do you think you sound like Michael Jackson? But you sound like Mike Tyson?
Oh,
look.
That boy sound like Elmer Fudd. Hey, screwy rabbit.
What's Silly Wabbit? God damn it.
Silly Wabbit.
I mean, look, Elmer Fudd do shoot people, so I'll take that.
Hey, man, so as we got the roll call going, let's give a shout out. We got Lee 85. We got JB in the building. We got Drip LaFleur. We got What's Happening. TJ Martin, Pat Norris, Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. We got Maurice Martin in the building. We got Jeffrey Champion. We got one of our favorite residents, D. Sloan in the building.
Hey.
Xavier Littman. We got the Madam Sonia in the building.
Yeah.
And
Fuck
we got
you, Pat. Fuck you. All right, bitch. I'm not about. Look, look. Dial up. I better be the good dial up. Goddamn it. Okay.
he said you sound like Ricardo Allen. How about that?
Wow. Fuck you, Jason. How about that?
How about you fuck off? Which dial up sounding ass.
Fuck you. Fuck off. Yeah, let's fuck off. What the fuck?
Meh. Yeah. And Maurice, hey, you should be talking about Maurice saying, thank man Mike for making my son laugh. All right, man. Let's get right into it, man. So, like one of the major conversations that we are going to be speaking on is the blockbuster trade involving Mr. Myles Garrett
Yes.
getting traded to the LA Rams for a couple first round picks and Jared Verse. So before we get to what we want to talk about, man, I want to go ahead and get y'all thoughts. Keyshawn, get your thoughts on this trade and how did you feel about it kind of going down out of nowhere, man?
Well, for one, it was funny because the other day it was like game 5, I think, or whatever. Or no, what was it? Game 6 of the conference finals. I was just talking with my parents about Myles Garrett and the Browns and how they should trade him because it'll benefit them. And they traded him. I was like, oh shoot. So I wasn't expecting it because they kept saying they weren't gonna do it. But I think it was a good deal for Cleveland. They got rid of a big contract, the aging player. They got a up and coming superstar edge, and they got some picks that they can use to like continue to build on and get potentially more stars if they can find stars, because they haven't been able to find stars. And when they do find stars, they leave and then they do better. So yeah, and for LA, they're going to be unbeatable. They're going to win like 14, 15 games probably this year. And Myles Garrett makes them a Super Bowl favorite easily. 20 sack guy every year almost. And then to pair that up with Trent McDuffie, and they got all offense, they still got Stafford, Nakua, Adams, Kyron Williams. So they'll be a fun team to watch this year.
So Mike, so let's go ahead. We're gonna build off of what Keyshawn just spoke on. By me kind of looking at this trade, and I think you kind of mentioned it earlier, as far as this team in itself is pretty much just kind of going all in on trying to capitalize on that Matt Stafford extension that we just saw he signed about a week ago. Do you believe that it was a good idea for them to jump on this opportunity? Or do you think otherwise? Oh, he's muted right now. So
honestly, I'm going to have to say no. It's not a good idea for them to trade for Myles Garrett. I actually think it was stupid. For reasons why, I just think I don't believe in Ty Simpson. I just don't believe in Ty Simpson. So I think it was stupid to trade the trade Jared verse, because Keyshawn pretty much just said what I was thinking. You're trading for a guy that's aging. This is an aging star. Yeah, he's put up 20 sacks, but like we've seen a lot of these guys have a 20 sack, 15 sack, and you know what? I just depressed myself just saying that shit. Uh, we saw a guy with 15 sacks 1 year, and then out of that 1 year, he started getting lower and lower and lower and lower. And we're talking about guys like Vic Beasley. You know what I'm saying? Like we've seen guys have big sack numbers and they just fall off the face of the earth. I honestly don't think it was a good idea to trade for Matt or for Myles Garrett. And like I said, not the fact that he's not a terrific player. I think he's a terrific player and they had the potential to actually make it to a Super Bowl if you're going to get 20 sacks out of him. But if you don't get 20 sacks and you get 10 sacks, I don't think it's a good trade if you're just getting 10 sacks out of him. So it really just depends on how you look at it. Myles is that guy. I think he's a terrific talent, but I just don't. Man, shut the fuck up with this Aaron Donald. Like, who told y'all Aaron? It's already damn OTAs. Like, what the fuck he gonna come back from? Fucking, like, how he gonna goddamn come back? What is he coming back for? Why y'all keep saying that dumb ass shit?
You already got his money.
That man ain't played football. That man ain't played football in 2 years. Y'all tell man, he gonna come out and retire. Who told you that stupid shit? Do you know what it's like for a defensive guy? Like, if you're talking about a quarterback, I can see that. I mean, it's hard for guys that play in the trenches to just come out for sitting on the bench and coming to play. Like, that ain't happening. Because he gonna be in there scrapping with a lot of big offensive linemen, bro. Like he's a physical specimen, but he hasn't played in 2 years, 3 years. You see what I'm saying? So, like, I've been seeing that what's happening. I've been seeing that around as well. I just don't think it's a smart idea for him to do that. Plus, like, what is he coming back for? Another one? I mean, he already done been to the mountaintop. I don't see why it would suit him to come back just to play with Myles Garrett. I mean, who the fuck is Myles Garrett? If you want to be real, he ain't the Michael Jordan of football. Like, I'll come back to play with Kobe. I'll come back to play with Mike. I'll come back to play with Matt Ryan. I'll even come back to play with Quinteros, okay? It's still fuck him, but I'll come back and play with Quinteros. But Myles Garrett, like, who is Myles Garrett? Like, is he a megastar or he's just one of the greatest defensive linemen? I don't think he's a megastar. He's not a Lawrence Taylor. Like, I'm not coming out of retirement to play with Myles Garrett. Like, I'm just saying. Like, why would I want to come out and play with Myles Garrett if I'm Aaron Donald? Like, I will come out of retirement to play with a damn Reggie White. You maybe like, I'll come out and play with a Bruce Smith in his prime, but like Myles Garrett, nah.
I'd even come out of retirement and play for Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes, hell yeah, absolutely. I would do that, but like, you talking about Myles Garrett, it's like he's a guy, like, he's a terrific talent. I'm not saying that, but like, for Aaron Donald to come out of retirement, that just doesn't make any sense at all. None whatsoever. Like, that seems like if he comes out of retirement, that's clearly a favor for Sean McVay. It ain't because for him.
Some money under the table or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, Donald already got his defensive player of the years, his first team all defense or whatever they have in NFL. I don't know what they call it. Defensive player of the years. He already has all that. Super Bowl ring. He really ain't got nothing else to play for. He got 2 NFC championships too. So I mean,
Yeah, this is the perfect example for them to kind of try to repeat and try to build upon some type of dominance while at the same time, like you said, going off and broke. Um, I kind of want to talk about with this situation why. Why do you think that they pulled this trigger? Not just after giving him the major contract extension a couple of years ago, but also um, dealing with from what I found out was a contract restructure just a couple months ago to help alleviate some money off of his contract, man. So why? How do you, how do you feel about that? Mike, I'm gonna let you go ahead and kick us off on that. And why do you think after all that they pulled this trigger?
Well, I just think Myles has been lying his ass off. Like, look, I don't know why players feel like they have to lie to kick it. You ain't got to lie. Like, you know damn well you don't want to be in no fucking Cleveland. Like, let's be real. They don't have 15 billion quarterbacks. Why would he want to stay there? Man, I'm loyal to the logo. No, the fuck you not. They ain't got no damn logo, okay? They the Cleveland Browns. They made up some bullshit.
they got a
dog pound. Like, y'all ain't got a damn logo.
He said they got brown pants.
Like, they got brown pants. Like, they ain't no real. They don't even have a real logo. Like, look, I just think Myles Garrett was playing superhero, and we're gonna be super fans, and I'm gonna be a super team guy. When they showed you that they are incapable of doing the right things and developing the quarterback. Like, they've done some of the dumbest shit that you ever can do in sports and give anybody a guaranteed contract without doing proper background check on this guy. It's like, if you would have did a proper background check, you look, he was. You know what? I was about to say something, but you would have knew Deshaun Watson had a certain. I'm trying to watch my words wisely when I say this. You would have known that he liked to rub things. Okay, you know he'll like to rub things, and he liked to rub like ladies to rub.
Well. Now you gotta do it. You gotta do it like The Rock. You're like, Deshaun, we know you like to rub things.
Mm-hmm.
We know sometimes you like to feel things.
Real things.
He was singing that R. Kelly song.
No, no R. Kelly.
And I'm feeling on your booty.
So I just think he was lying. I think he was just lying, trying to be a superhero, a super fan, and super player for the organization. And he was miserable the entire time. And the organization was taking his word for it, and he just couldn't take it anymore. I just think he couldn't take it anymore, faking that he was happy and he was going, be a Brown for life. Is, you know what? Damn, I depressed myself again. That what Quintero did the same. Okay, he lied to the fans. He lied to the organization. He lied to himself. knowing damn well he wasn't happy. So I think
Mm,
I think that's my thing.
mm. Um, as you already know, I have a very perplexed way of finding a conspiracy theory that involves a lot of this stuff right here. Would you like to hear what I think may have happened?
Mm-hmm.
For for those that are watching right now, if you want to hear what I had to say, uh, I guess you put a one in the chat. But I have a very let me set it up here. I just think that is very, very interesting that all this kind of happened. One, not only did you bring in a coach in Ty Buckin, who, by the way, was the offensive coordinator of a division rival, but two, it's a lot of positive news of Deshaun Watson winning that quarterback one job in Cleveland. And I find it very, very intriguing that, you know, all of a sudden Myles Garrett gets traded out of Cleveland to LA. Especially that we know that he was the number one supporter of Shedeur Sanders being the quarterback one in Cleveland. I find it very, very interesting. Um, my theory behind it is what could play a part in it. He probably felt a little way because we already know that he was one of the main proponents in that locker room who was pushing for Shedeur Sanders to be the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. And like I said, Deshaun Watson right now is kind of leading a lot of the headways on that position. And I think Myles Garrett might have gotten his feelings because the quarterback that he wanted represent the team is not the shoe in at that position. Now, I want y'all to give me your thoughts on that, or am I kind of reaching on that, or do you think that it might be some to that?
I'm gonna say no, you're not reaching because Myles Garrett was looking at Kevin Stefanski sideways all year when he wasn't starting Shedeur, when he was starting Joe Flacco over Shedeur, when he was starting Dylan Gabriel over Shedeur. He was looking at him sideways. He wasn't talking to him. He wasn't giving Stefanski no credit, no grace at all.
Mm,
And he was down at all the quarterbacks that were in Cleveland outside of Shedeur. So that's what I think. Well, yeah, that's what I
mm.
think.
What you thinking? What you think about that, Mike?
I I think Myles Garrett is a hotel motherfucker. Like he can kiss my ass. Um, kind of looking at him all year, he was set like it was several instances last year where the team, and this is why I say he's a lying sack of shit. I don't like lying sacks of shit, and he's a lying sack of shit. And fuck you if you don't if you thinking I'm taking this for. I can give you a perfect example of him being a lying sack of shit because what Keisha was talking about when they was when it was the first 8 games or so of the season when you had Dylan, you had Joe Flacco and those guys, he was leaving his teammates on the sideline and he would be on the whole complete other side sitting by himself while they got a whole game going on. Yeah, he would do his job when he was up like when the offense would get on the field, he would be on the other side of it. You can look at it for yourself. He's there, he was doing it. Soon as Shedeur became the quarterback, oh boy, he happy. He on the sideline dancing, parading around. He put his Negro hat on, singing his Negro spirituals and everything. Oh, that boy, hallelujah, Jesus. That boy goddamn Shedeur. Oh, he wasn't doing any of that before. So my thing is, let's be real. He in his feelings, and K-Style, you on point. He was in his feelings because he didn't get his way. And oftentimes a lot of these players just want out of organizations because they're just not getting their way. They feel like because they put in work doing their job, they feel like they can be Terry Fontenot. They feel like they can be a head coach. No, you stay in your damn place and do your damn job and shut the fuck up about our quarterback and our wide receiver and our running back and our offensive lineman. Do your fucking job. And that's it. So actions speak louder than words. When a man is sitting on the other side of the field, okay? He's sitting on the other side of the field. In a game, y'all. During the game. Like, at least when Quinteros was upset, he was still on the field sitting by his teammates, but this jackass wasn't even sitting by his teammates. He left the defense, offense, special teams. Look, he left everybody on there.
There were moments where Julio and Matt Ryan were cussing each other out.
That's it. He totally disengaged. And K-Style said it earlier when we had a conversation is that remind him what it was, K-Style? Because this is what we're talking about. I think he was bitching, complaining. Warren said the same thing. I think he was just going through the facility, all in his feelings. Just you can just tell when somebody unhappy. They won't tell you that they want to leave, but they just stand around just to be standing around.
I think what was funny was when Shedeur made one good throw against the Raiders. He was literally paraded like they won a Super Bowl.
He was jumping on the sideline. He was running down the sideline with his hands up, bro.
Cause I look at it from and shout out to Will the Thrill being in here as well, man. Appreciate you joining us, man. But cause I look at this situation and I look at the trade. We're gonna talk about the other trade that just happened too with AJ Brown too. So we're gonna talk about that as well. But I just thought it was just kind of out of the blue where this kind of went down. Because like I said, only reason I found out because Mike Dam did a live on it, and I looked at it, I thought and it caught me off guard. But like you said, it just kind of looking at the Cleveland situation, and I just thought, didn't they just pay him literally 2 years ago? Or was it a couple years ago? Like it wasn't even like he barely got into after past year or two of the new contract. And then when we came and find out that, the Cleveland Browns agreed to restructure his contract to prorate, $29 million worth of salaries to him to where they're only going to be cap penalized for $10 million. And I looked at that aspect of it as well, like, you not even late into the new deal and it's already restructured.
He was. I told you he's a liar. He was lying. He lied just to try to be the good guy. He was lying.
Where have we seen this playbook play before? But the thing, and Keyshawn, you might be able, you might speak on it, but it is very interesting that a lot of the information that we getting from the Cleveland camp surrounding that quarterback position. It's a lot of figures pointing towards Deshaun Watson winning that quarterback job right off the rip.
Mm-hmm.
And and that shit and that situation has a lot of the Shedeur Sanders fans kind of pissed off about it
Mm-hmm.
because they're looking at it, and this is the nepotism side that we talked about. This is if he's going to win the starting quarterback job, he has to earn it just for the simple fact of the factors of you still have a lot of investment still in Deshaun Watson. And you're looking at a head coach in Todd Monken who is going to be a lot of folks. You got to realize this is Todd Monken's first opportunity as a head coach in the NFL. And we already know where you got situations like that, 9 times out of 10, the quarterback position is not going to be set. It's not going to be guaranteed to either quarterback, but they're going to make the quarterbacks have to fight for those positions and fight for those opportunities to be that starter. And I think with the fact that we're hearing a lot of positive affirmation behind Deshaun Watson, me personally, it got Myles Garrett in his feelings, and that's why I believe that he was in the back scene bitching, moaning, and complaining
Mm-hmm.
about why is Deshaun Watson getting an opportunity to be QB1. Because I thought Todd Monken had a quote. He had a quote that was very interesting that if y'all got an opportunity, it's online where
Ooh.
he said he said he didn't get any confirmation that Myles
Yep.
Garrett was going to be a guarantee in Cleveland.
Yes,
But
sir.
as
Boy.
but as the guy who's the head coach, his job is to take what he has.
Yep.
I'm just paraphrasing this part, but his job is to deal with what the situation is.
Mm-hmm. He hadn't had any contact with Myles Garrett, none of that stuff.
And it was kind of interesting that and y'all got to remember too, Myles Garrett was asked a question about how he felt about Todd Monken, and he personally said that he never really met with him.
That sounds like Quinteros, y'all. Look, man. I told y'all that's LeBron syndrome. Y'all gonna fuck around and listen to Man Mike one of these days. I've been trying to tell y'all these players, they on top of the world, sitting on top of the world, eating on the cinnamon squirrel. Look, man, these guys think that they are the end all be all, and you should just listen to them because they are great players.
Mm-hmm.
They think so. They are entitled. No player should be so entitled to think I'm gonna bitch and complain and moan until I get the quarterback or the teammate of my choosing. No player should have that strength.
Right.
Nobody should have that. Like no player, not even the great Tom Brady. Matt Ryan didn't even have that here in Atlanta. Like he didn't even have that. He didn't have a choice. The Falcons said, "You gonna work with Kyle Shanahan." They said
Yeah.
you're going to,
And they made it work up
they
until
made him work with Kyle Shanahan, and they made Kyle Shanahan work with Matt Ryan. No player should have that.
they did not like each other.
Exactly.
They still don't like each other.
Exactly. And Southside here said, don't get me wrong, though Jared Verse and another first round pick isn't bad for the rebuilding Cleveland Browns team. Yeah. This is actually one of those trades that actually can work in their favor just for the simple fact that they have started rebuilding that defense. Yeah, we roast the linebacker that they got with his Rajon Rondo ass at linebacker. We got 156 damn tackles, but damn near 100 of those is assisted. Get the fuck out of it. Anyway, we ain't going down that road again.
Defensive player of the year. Get out of here.
But it's just interesting to me that when we getting all these positive affirmations about Deshaun Watson, all of a sudden you hear Myles Garrett get traded. Yeah, that just sounds like a guy who was heavy on Shedeur Sanders was upset that Shedeur wasn't guaranteed that spot.
Because he had all his money. He tried to play. Look, he tried to play the I'm the nice guy. Don't blame this on me. Meanwhile, in the background, it's like I don't care how bad of a team is. No player should have that amount of power ever. I don't think one person should have that much. But I don't care if it's your platform. I don't care if it's your team. You should always, especially when we talk about a franchise. You should always have people right there to help you make those decisions.
Right.
Always. K-Styles, look, they don't call K-Styles and Dunn. We have a saying right here. K-Styles is my right hand, Warner's my left, Sam and Truth is the front, and Dunn is right behind me. That's our saying. So I'm surrounded by a whole group of people that help us grow Mad Mike Sports. That's how a team should be. It should never be one guy making all the decisions. And then we got guys like Keyshawn that is right around surrounding us. So we always got people to help this brand and help them build their brand so everything becomes strong. That's how it should be. It should never be the Matt Ryan show or the Julio show. Never.
One band, one sound.
One sound.
Even in New England, like back to like the Tom Brady thing, like even Tom Brady didn't have all the power. He had input and he had and heavy influence, but they didn't just say, "All right, whatever Tom Brady says goes." The only time that really happened where Tom Brady had all the power was Tampa because they wanted to see him go.
Yep.
Exactly. And Southside talk about, hey, those UCLA 6 fans, those UCA fans, so come and get, man. Yeah, they come and bitch and moan about what I say about they precious point guard at linebacker. He didn't get the fuck up out of here.
But they could have gave that.
You can't explain to me why your middle linebacker has almost 160 tackles and only 67 solos.
That don't make no sense, bro.
Get the fuck out of my face with that shit.
They could have gave defensive rookie of the year to Nick Warrior, and I wouldn't have been mad.
But
exactly.
That piece of shit. Man, come on, man.
That is the most overrated linebacker in the NFL today.
That motherfucker got the tackle input of a corner.
Come on, man.
That motherfucker got credit. That motherfucker got credit for tapping the motherfucker on the shoulder pad. Get out of here.
Troy Anderson with one leg is a better tackler.
And like I said, shout out to Will. Like Will, he helped everybody. He's a part of everything that we do. You know what I'm saying? Everything that we always been. Will's been here for years, helping us in the background, doing a lot of stuff until he finally got into the, his own shows and whatnot. So he's been here. So this is what we talk about when we talk about like one band, one sound. That's the way it needs to be. It needs
a lot. And like you said, and a lot of times, like you said, me and Mike gonna catch the strays. We're gonna catch the strays from every goddamn body.
Right.
But the thing is, that's what our job. Our job is to catch the strays while everybody else is doing their thing. And everybody else can work in peace.
That's it.
Yeah, like I said, Keyshawn, he's getting a lot of traction on Twitter right now for a
Yeah,
lot of his takes
that
and
kind of
stuff
pissed me
right
off.
now,
That kind of pissed
which is good for him because, like I said, is well, and I'm gonna say it's well deserved too because, like I said, it's a lot of, and like I said, it's a lot of work and it's an appreciation for the art of what the news and stuff like that. Keyshawn has been getting us a lot of information, and y'all see him in these chats during these shows too.
Mm-hmm.
Keyshawn plays a big part in the stuff that we do behind. John, what's going on, man?
Man,
Appreciate you
John,
coming in, man.
man.
Hope you're doing
Yeah,
all
man.
right.
We love you, John. We love you, man. Get better, bro.
Exactly. Hey, look, man. But it's what, like you say, it's at the end of the day, it's all about the group, it's all about the team,
Mm-hmm.
it's all about the family. And despite popular belief that either Mike or myself hold people back to make ourselves look good, the bullshit. I don't want the goddamn appreciation. I don't
Boy,
care about that shit. I don't want that goddamn appreciation.
we be running for the spotlight. How don't they
I
people
run from
realize we
spotlight
be
like a
running?
motherfucker.
That's the reason why y'all don't see our faces on camera a lot. Okay, I don't want to be on camera.
We
I
gonna
know
give.
Cam don't.
I really, the thing is, it's not even that I don't want to be on camera. Like I said,
Yeah,
we just come. The
yeah.
season ain't started. The season ain't started yet, so we, like I said, there's a difference right there.
I
It's
don't
all
mind.
season.
I don't mind
Yeah,
being on
don't
camera,
want to
but
be
I
on
have horrible lighting. So
like I ain't got time for all that bullshit. I gotta get this light right now. Like, man, look, that's why I be fucking with all these damn filters. Like I ain't got. I'm lazy when it comes down to this stuff. So
I look at this right.
that's what I'm saying. I'm
Well,
saying.
that boy got the goddamn Grand Canyon light behind his.
Just saying, man.
That boy got the good, the bad, the ugly goddamn lights going on back there.
Yeah.
I was there watching. I got to go through the 3-part series anyway, man. No Fistful of Dollars. Shout out to Clint Eastwood. I got that on my queue ready to whenever.
Mm-hmm.
But my thought process with all this, man, is he just sounds like a bitter Betty because the guy that he wanted wasn't guaranteed the spot. And the thing about it too is we got to look at it from this perspective. The Cleveland Browns drafted another quarterback in this draft,
Yeah,
y'all.
I think that
Yep.
was
And
it.
they drafted another quarterback that had a lot of, buzz behind him for physical attributes
I like
that the
Jalen.
quarterbacks on this team right now, even the Shedeur Sanders or the Deshaun Watson didn't have. When we talk about Taylor Green.
Mm-hmm.
I like him a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Same type of quarterback they already have. All three of those guys have common skill set. So I look. This is if he were. I'll say this about Todd Monken. He understands balance, and if I was Miles, I probably would have been. I would have felt a whole lot. I'm gonna say better, but it's you're getting pretty much the same type of coach with Todd Monken that you getting out of Kevin Stefanski. Because both of those guys like to play action. They love to depend on the run, and I think again, like from a defensive guy, like the running game is something that you're gonna have to depend on. And you got you got KJ over there at the wide receiver core.
So Concepcion.
Concepcion, and then you got
Concepcion.
Mr. Judy. I mean, look, you gonna get what you're gonna get out of Judy. He have good games, he have bad games, but you have a up. You like the wide receiver core there is upgraded. So I like, what are you complaining about?
And I understand Myles Garrett, he likes Shedeur, and he believes that he can be a franchise guy. But what has Shedeur done?
Mm-hmm.
Deshaun Watson has proven he can be a top quarterback in this league, and clearly he's showing it now, according to reports.
Mm-hmm.
So there's really nothing to be mad about it.
That damn $40 million showing other things too now.
Yeah.
They looking like, no, motherfucker, you cost too much, boy. You better get your ass out there.
Mm-hmm.
You better get your ass out there. You better win this job. Look, but hey, just to kind of close this segment out, damn, we've been talking about this thing for about 45 minutes. God damn, boy. But it would be very, very interesting to me. And I think this will be far-fetched, but I don't think it's going to be as far-fetched as we think.
Mm-hmm.
I think we might look at a situation where one of these 4 quarterbacks they have is going to get traded.
Oh yeah,
Dylan Gabriel.
I think it might be Shedeur. It's a possibility that it may be Shedeur. Because think about it like this. Think about it from this perspective. You literally sat here and traded his biggest supporter on the team away from Cleveland. You trade away his biggest supporter. And you got to think about, too, is you got these national media outlets who's sitting over here trying to gaslight and guilt you into starting this nigga.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess now
Tom Monken is damn near 70 years old as a first-time head coach. You think he want to be dealing with some shit like that?
Yeah, that does make sense.
I'm just saying.
But I guess the question is, if they do want to trade Shedeur, what team will want to take those repercussions of getting Shedeur?
The thing, and that's the question right there. Like I said, I'm just throwing some shit out there just to see if I can piss somebody off. But like you said, it's also something that could possibly happen. Like you said, and just coming from the draft. I know they don't do in-division trades like that, but it was really like outside of Cleveland, one of the main teams that really wanted Shedeur was Baltimore. And that would be interesting.
Boy,
to look out for that.
Well, we're gonna have every Falcons fan converting to Ravens fans if that happens.
Hey, they go right ahead.
Already Raven fans, shit.
Hey, look, they go right ahead. Hey, look, that's more seats for us at the game. How about that? Except for when they play Baltimore Ravens.
And that training camp.
Exactly.
Shoot, it might be some open now because nobody likes the fancy. Nobody like Tua and nobody like Penix, so we good.
Oh no! Penix is now he's the new fan favorite now, according to what I've been seeing around, which was kind of ironic. But speaking of the Atlanta Falcons, let's go ahead and get right into the Falcons topic of the show. And we're gonna talk about the Jeff Ulbrich defense and what are our thoughts of what they were last season, as we kind of saw that they improved on the set input and pressuring the quarterback by miles away. But we'll see, y'all leaving on the international crew a lot of seats to fill. Exactly. That's fine. Shoot. Look. With the World Cup being a couple weeks away, and we got a few games down here, you might convert some of them international fans for real, the Falcon fans.
And they're gonna see the bands and be like, "Oh, this is nice," and then they're gonna see the food prices. They're like, "Oh yeah, we got to be Falcons fans now."
And that's how it usually goes too.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all go protest yourselves out of a seat. I'm just saying. But I want to set this question up for y'all. So, like you said, as we saw the improvement on the sack numbers for the Atlanta Falcons defense last year, I think uh, there were a lot of hiccups for the team as far as the the inconsistency at the quarterback position and the lack of wide receiver depth last year and the lack of intellectual football play calling from the coaches and offensively, especially from Raheem and Zach Robinson. Um, we saw special teams blunders, but there's one aspect that I don't think a lot of people kind of talked about was a major flaw for the Atlanta Falcons last year is the defense inability to finish games at certain points of the season. Now, if I were to use for an example, let's look at week one against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I think we remember that. That's the infamous Young Way Cool Doug Funny game. But you got to remember within that game. Hold on, what's this?
No, no,
What
no,
you just
no.
put up?
Dating, nobody can see it. Yeah, you don't want to see it.
Well, I'm looking at it. Imagine crying about what
You
ESPN is in with a
no,
Falcons.
no, no. I want this is somebody that running their goddamn mouth, so I'm gonna put them on display. All right, don't worry about
Let's
it.
see.
They
Let's see. Oh, no, yeah, yeah. But let's look at week one. As we already knew, Michael Penix led the team to a go ahead touchdown, rushing touchdown with 2 minutes left in the game, in which the defense gave up a touchdown within those 2 minutes.
mm-hmm.
We've also seen this situation happen in the Colts game as well. We've also seen it happen with the Jets.
Ooh.
So it's been quite a few it's been quite a few games last season in which, despite a lot of the sack numbers that the defense has gotten for
Mm-hmm.
us, and we're happy to see that. But it's been like you said in those few games. I feel like the defense itself, and this is why I believe, and this is my opinion on it. This is where Jeff Ulbrich is going to have to, you know, kind of prove his point and kind of improve this defense on that level of closing out these football games because it's been quite a few games last year in which the defense didn't close shut out and put us in a pickle. Because just think about this from this standpoint: the Falcons, the Panthers, and the Buccaneers were all 8-9 last year.
Mm-hmm.
The Carolina Panthers won the division with an 8-9 record, a three-way tie.
Mm-hmm.
Need one game, and we got Truth in here too, so he would tell you the same thing. You got one game, and you had at least 3 games in which your defense gave up a game-winning drive. At least 3. So outside of those sack numbers, do you think that the defense still has? And this is a question to y'all. So outside of me, do you think that the defense still has a lot to prove as far as being able to also close some of these games out?
Yeah.
Um,
You did it one year. Do it again. I mean, yeah, you.
I was about to say something along.
Go ahead,
I was
True.
about
Go
to
ahead,
say
True.
something along the lines of we ain't been to the playoffs since 2018. 2017. I'm sorry, we ain't been to the playoffs since 2017. The whole goddamn team need to be right. I mean, yeah, the defense improved. That's and the improvement. I think we all welcome the improvement, but there's still a lot of work to be done because yes, the defense did kind of curl up late in games for whatever reason. So yes, I'm expecting because you know what, this is I don't know if this is how y'all feel. I like to see Mo get. I like to see Mo 3-and-outs, man. I want to see Mo getting off the field on third down. Okay, they showed me that they can bend but not break a little bit, and thank God, Reggie White is rejoicing that we can get to the quarterback now. But I just want to see us be a little more stout, and just be able to get regular stops. You know, a lot of stuff had to be spectacular. Like I think weren't we the only team in the league to have a takeaway at every game,
Something like that. Yep.
or is that false information?
I think that's true. I
Um,
think we the only ones that.
the defense, yeah, the
The
defense
defense had
have a lot to prove, man. The defense have a lot to prove. We as fans, and we all either unconsciously or subconsciously do it. Excuse me if I start preaching, but if I normally when I normally wake up, I start preaching. Um, but we spend so much time either arguing about raising hell, crashing out, and cussing out about the offense because I mean I don't know. I guess that's just the thing to do. But I saw a few cri- I saw a few creaks on the defense, just like we saw on the offense. But this is to me, it's still an unfinished product. We'll know in about 90 days how to properly assess this team, offensively and defensively. But I'm really looking for a considerable leap defensively. That's what I got.
And I think you kind of hit the nail on the head. And it's a lot of those third down conversions. And I think unfortunately, because we were able to, be very, very stout against the pass, it was against the run where we was getting our heads knocked off at in a lot of these games that we were, you know, not being able to sustain leads.
Yeah, we got Kev, we got gashed a lot, man. Like, and see, y'all used to be like, "All right, Truth, we hear you," and I'd be like, "Where my goddamn linebackers at? Okay, Truth, we hear you. Wait, I'd be like, where my linebackers at? Where the
Right.
hell are my linebackers, man? Why the hell? Why is this? Why is this happening? Where is that A gap special? Where is that ass crack guy? No, and I don't need no jokes about that too. When I ask that question, please, I've had enough jokes on that. But where is they? When I say ass crack guy, I think, oh, that's a defensive tackle thing right there. I
Right.
a
mean,
lot
a
of
guy
it,
who's
a lot of
a
it too.
space eater. I I don't. Go ahead, Mike.
A lot of it wasn't really defensive tackle. That's why we only went out and got one. So it wasn't so much the defensive tackle. It was just like Raheem just had a bunch of dumbasses back there. I mean, to be honest, those guys just weren't smart, and they just wasn't real middle linebackers. You have to have real middle linebackers who's quick to the draw. Those guys were just stupid. Like they did
You mean
not
those
know
guys
how.
took on that?
But
You mean guys that took on the identity of a coach? You just said they were
yeah,
stupid and not
yeah,
smart.
of
Okay,
course.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it was hand chosen by stupid, Ross Stupid. That's what it is. Yeah, Truth, you really do love me. You be paying attention to me. I'm like, damn. Yeah.
I
But
told you
yeah,
I'd be paying attention to you.
you be paying attention to me. Damn. Thank you. I apologize for that. But yeah, we had a bunch of dumbass linebackers. They just wasn't smart enough to understand. And I'm talking about Caden Stupid Ellis too. A lot of times he wasn't smart enough to understand and get to a spot quickly. A lot of those things is gap. A lot of run defense is linebackers standing in gap. Like we were talking about this was with earlier the week, late last was it? Yeah, late last week we were talking about Jalen Walker and how his ability to be an edge guy and hold a point on the edge, like that's valuable with run defense. Like those types of things just go unnoticed. We like to call it. I like to call it the what case style?
You said you hold on. You said what?
Look, I like to call it when we talk about the small intricate details of
The
football.
ball intricate details. Yep.
Look, those are the small intricate details that nobody pays any attention to, like the the center getting to the next point, like the fact
Mm-hmm.
the ass crack dudes, truth, just standing
Mm-hmm.
there in their spot and letting those middle linebackers. A lot of times our defensive tackles were winning, but we had guys like JD Bertrand who can't spell Bertrand. Um, they don't know what to do.
They got stone
That
feet.
They got
motherfucker
stone
can't
feet.
spell.
JD Bertrand, he's a unique guy. Um, I know you got about myself. He uniquely sucks. I get all that, but he's a unique guy because I actually see playmaker in him. But maybe we don't need a
He's
playmaker. We
slow.
need somebody who's
You
gonna
got
fill
that.
the
Truth.
goddamn A gap.
He's slow.
Huh?
He's
I'm,
slow. That's what I said. I didn't say nobody's skills. He's slow. The boy slow.
oh,
Okay,
yeah.
Physically
that's
and
what
Yeah,
I
white
meant
boy.
by that.
No, excuse me. I'm sorry. Never mind.
Yeah, no. I'm
I'm sorry.
agreeing
I'm
with
sorry.
you. That's why I said I was agreeing with you. I didn't say he sucked. I said he was slow. A lot of those guys were slow. See,
Yeah.
the Jesse Toggles of the world, it wasn't that they was super fast. They run a 4.3, 4.4.
Them guys spoiled us, man.
They
Yeah,
understood what
you
they
know,
saw and they got to it. They
our,
played fast.
our Falcon
But
fans, I got to say this. We haven't had much consistency at many positions since we've been here in 1966. But I think the one position that we've had consistency at, at least up until uh, Dumb Dan got here, was that middle linebacker. I think about it. We got
Mm-hmm.
spoiled. Um, the Atlanta Falcons' very first overall pick was Tommy Novus, and he held the middle for at least a strong 10 years. Then Buddy Curry held it for another 8 to 10 years. Then appeared Grady Jarrett's daddy for down there 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then
mm-hmm.
Keith
Keep
Keith
Rush.
Brooking for
Mm-hmm.
another 10 years. So
Mm-hmm.
that's
Deion
60 years of
Jones.
linebacker.
Deion Jones then came up too.
I mean, Deion,
He's
well,
another
you know
one.
what? He did come under Dumb Dan. So and Deion Jones wasn't half bad. I mean, injuries derailed him a little late, and his ego, injuries and ego. But hey, we missing that. That's what
Yeah.
we missing. We actually missing Jesse Tuggle.
Mm-hmm.
We missing Jesse
Mm-hmm.
Tuggle right now. If it
You
was
need.
if it was an old school Falcon that you can go and get to put on this team right now, it would be Jesse Tuggle, the hammer, and everything. It almost like everything will just fall into place. It's almost out of everything. You will no longer be trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. But
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And and the
that's what I
thing
want to
about
see. I want to see us.
go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
Go ahead. Okay. We said,
No,
but
no,
now
no,
I
no,
want to
because
see us win by 3.
damn it, my bad. My thing is kind of
I'm
my
getting delayed.
thing is delayed, getting a
No,
delay.
true. No, true got a delay. It's true got a delay. Go ahead, Keith.
Okay.
Oh,
No, but I was
all right,
gonna
I'm
say
going
like
out.
with
Come back in.
Deion Jones, I was gonna say with Deion Jones, I think what it is with Deion Jones, I think they used Keanu Neal to kind of replace to kind of be that fill-in for that enforcer on that defense.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and like you said, even though we do have Jesse Bates and we do have Xavier Watts, we do got these safeties and we do got Billy Bowman and Adrian Terrell. These are guys that are very capable guys. They still need that enforcer in the middle. Um,
Mhm.
as much as like I said, as much as versatile as Kay Nellis has been, well, I ain't even gonna say versatile. He can't cover worth of shit, but as productive as he was, it wasn't really an enforcer. It wasn't really a guy that scared you.
He wasn't a difference maker.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
He'll make
He was
plays,
a
but he
he was a
won't change the game.
right. Like I said, you need some type of fear factor in that front seven,
Mm-hmm.
which goes back to Truth's point is that Jesse Tuggle, is that Keith Brook and that Chris Draft, that Sean Witherspoon.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to say Paul Lozo started by default. Yeah, he did.
Michael Walker was better than JD Bertrand.
Actually, it's funny. Actually, Warlow wasn't bad. He just played on bad teams. Is it safe to say that?
He couldn't. He
Or played
just
for
could
bad
not
coaches?
cover the.
What?
He couldn't cover to save his own ass. That's what, that dude couldn't cover nothing. But he
he
looked
was
good.
he was
See, that's where I gotta like get with the time. See, I tell my elderly parents to get with the times. Now I had to give myself that I mean, I had to take my own advice because I don't want my middle linebacker in coverage. I don't know. Y'all got to help me with that.
I mean,
I don't want me. I don't know, man. I
Well,
don't know.
you're
I
looking
get
at
it. Hey,
you looking at it wrong. That the thing is the middle linebacker job is to make sure coverage is in place. So you're looking at it wrong. A lot of people look at the middle
okay.
linebacker the wrong thing. They think middle linebacker because let's be it that became an issue because of the cover two. They're searching for the cover two. People think the cover a middle linebacker always has to be that. But like if your safeties are doing their proper, if they're doing their job, you don't have to worry about your linebacker in coverage, and that oftentimes that's that. And plus, if you get into the quarterback, 9 times out of 10, they're not gonna get to the middle linebacker anyway.
mhm.
It just goes back to just when you run certain schemes that cover two, those 3, 4, like you better get to the quarterback or your linebackers, period, are going to get taken advantage of. So it's not necessarily the linebackers. No linebacker should be left in coverage against wide receivers, period. No linebacker should be there. But we see that a lot of times because, for one, all these damn teams, all they want to do is see these damn quarterbacks pass the ball 50 times. So it's just how we looking at things now and how the Dan Quinns of the world have pretty much tried to change football into a pass first league, and then it's like when you got a pass first league, all the linebackers got to be fast. So it's just how things change.
Mhm. And Trav here with the $5 super chat said just here to say that we do our jobs. Rams could be beat even with Myles Garrett. Man, anybody can be beat.
Run the damn football. That's what
Run
K-Star.
the football.
That's
Run
it.
that fucking football. Shit.
The ball out and win the time of possession. Do like the Giants did in the Super
Yeah.
Bowl against the Patriots.
Win the time of possession. Run the football. And like you said, if you feel like he might blow your run game up, run away from that motherfucker. Make him chase you.
Exactly.
Wear them out.
Well, look, y'all about somebody about to laugh at me, and that's cool, bro. I've been sleep out. I've been sleep since 10 o'clock this morning. I woke up about an hour ago. I'm just not. Somebody just text me. The Browns traded Myles Garrett today.
Mhm.
Yep.
Bro.
Yep. To the Rams.
So that's why I'm looking at their picture right here. I don't need nothing Flick said. I don't need no jokes. But okay. All right. Never mind. I'm sorry.
No, you good. You good. The
Damn.
thing about it is it took a lot of people off. It took a lot of people by surprise. Hell, it took me by damn surprise. Um,
Mhm.
like before you came in, we were talking about it. Is he just got his big payday a couple years ago. They restructured his contract earlier this year. What it sound like to me personally, it sounded like he was frustrated of all the attention Deshaun Watson was getting at that quarterback position instead of Shedeur Sanders because Myles Garrett was the biggest Shedeur Sanders supporter in that Cleveland organization.
Okay.
And, and like I said, I'm just guessing here. It
Huh.
sounds like he's been having a bitch fit behind the scenes about Shedeur Sanders, quote unquote, not getting a lot of opportunities to get that QB1 position.
So what is the Cleveland Browns? What is Todd Monken and his crew supposed to do with a guy over there that's making $50 million a year? Just give him the clipboard.
That's what
If
we
he
talk about.
if he's healthy enough to play, but just give him the clipboard because a lot of these dumbass emotional ass fans want to see him.
I
Okay,
That
okay.
it was an op again. You had all off season to trade him.
If he didn't
You
want to be
had
there, then Cleveland did right. Get
it
his
would
ass
have.
up out of there.
I think it
And,
was just one of them situations where he just was bitching and complaining and bitching and complaining.
and they did right. Get his ass up out of there. You don't want to be here. Bye.
I would
So
have been
there you
traded
go.
him.
and get what?
There you
Myles
go.
Garrett is that dude now. Make no
hmm
mistake about it. And goddamn, I can't stand the Rams.
Hey, we did last year, so ain't nothing to hate about
Hold
the
on.
Rams.
All right.
I'm turning my phone off. I'm turning my phone off for the next 3 days. Oh man. Um, have y'all have y'all had the opportunity to absorb any type of backlash from Falcon fans? Because usually when a trade like this is made, Falcon fans blame the organization, our organization.
Oh, please. We done about ignored that shit. We already know what it was coming down to. You gonna have folks talk about, we should have made the play for Myles Garrett and shit. Like, but you already know how it's gonna come.
Oh,
Like I said,
those guys typing, those guys that ain't bathed in about 3 weeks and they living in their parents' basement.
Man, well,
Yeah.
it's just a bunch of fucking crybabies. Look, they don't get what they want because they think everybody can be traded for. But in
it's,
the end of the day, like I haven't heard a lot of people complaining about it, honestly. But I like It's coming. I'll say that.
Mm-hmm.
But those same fans that say screw the picks, they'll be the same ones complaining.
They said it. The crazy part about it, they said it when it was the draft with Jalen and James. They said it then, and then the following year they said, "Damn, I don't think we should have did it." Like y'all got to make your mind up when it comes down to it.
Vince, shout out to Vincent. He asked the question: do you like the move of Odell Beckham going back to the Giants?
Man, that man about 900 years old. That man about as old as Methuselah. What the fuck he gonna do for the Giants?
He ain't gonna make no difference from it.
He gonna bring Kim Kardashian and her sisters to the game. That's the fuck he gonna do for the Giants.
Not Kim K.
Well, is that if you're going to go in for a penny, go in for a pound, boys. They didn't just get OBJ; they got Juju as well. So I mean, New York's all kinds of messed up.
What's that?
He'll probably have his boyfriend in they frat mill.
He got to go. We ain't playing that. We're not talking about boyfriends. We're not talking about boyfriends. We don't oil. We don't do the Diddy. Okay. Go ahead, Will.
What's up, Will?
Yeah, sorry, I got a little bit digressed there by boyfriends and baby oil. No, to get back on track. I think New York's. We know the Giants are a mess. They didn't just go in for a penny, so to speak. They went in for a pound because it's not just OBJ. They went and got Juju, if my understanding's correct. So that's going to be fun.
Okay. So what you think? So what you think about the news transpiring, the trades that didn't happen today? Not just the Myles Garrett one, but I think they finally made it official that AJ Brown got traded to the Patriots. So what's your thoughts on those?
For me, I feel like AJ Brown to the Patriots. That makes a lot of sense. He seems like a Patriot to me, just obviously given what they're kind of going for right now. The Myles Garrett situation, I loved what you said earlier, Kev, and I feel like it wasn't too far of a reach at all. Not too far-fetched to imagine. Obviously, we've seen the body language, as I said, and obviously you saw my chats earlier on in regards to kind of keeping the family together. So, I mean, as you guys say, it's very much giving me the vibe of one, as you guys say, one band, one sound. And I don't think Myles Garrett was in tune, so to speak. So but yeah, I feel like he's going to do good things in LA, just given the caliber of player that he is, and he's going into now a much more polished defense. But yeah, I think I for one am happy that we don't have to see him this year. I mean, we've got the games coming up against the AFC North. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be intriguing to see what happens with the Shedeur situation for sure. As I say, guys, I've made no secret before in having a look at Cleveland and seeing who's coming out before we shored up our QB situation. Because Dylan Gabriel is not a bad QB by any stretch. I mean, he's limited, yes, but for a QB too, I was kind of flirting with that option for a minute. So yeah, I've got my eye on what's going to happen in Cleveland QB wise going forward. But yeah, apart from that, I mean, I think the Rams got better. I can't argue that the Patriots got better, which always galls me. I can't give those guys no love. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it, boys.
Okay. And also too, as far as what we was talking about with the Falcons defense in itself, I wanted to kind of get your quick take on that as far as and I saw you made the comment about a lot of the offense, and Michael Penix kind of leading quite a few go ahead touchdown drives for this team just for the defense to blow it at the end. So go ahead and let you get an opportunity to reiterate on that, man.
I feel like the offense is in not a great position, but a good position. As Truth said, I feel like we are not a finished product yet. I feel like with the money, remember, boys, it's June the 1st, so well, June the 2nd now for us, but we now have that extra Kirko money in the bank, so I wouldn't be against going out and getting one more bargain basement receiver, just to shore up there. But I don't think, as you guys have kind of spoken about, I don't think offense is the main issue. I think what we need to do is we need to decide who that Mike's going to be. For me, I think that's going to most likely be Harold Perkins because of what he brings to the table as an athlete. Just in terms of matching Ellis's east-west speed, his ball pursuit, his play recognition's all high level. He also brings you that versatility as well. So I mean, if you put a gun to my head and say who is the Falcons' Mike, I'm going Harold Perkins. But we do, as Truth said, we do need that stud cut from the cloth of a Jesse Tuggle or a Keith Brookin, so to speak, to shore everything up that we're doing. Because as you said, Kev, that pass secondary is very, very good. There's a lot of guys that are flexible. You can play them inside, outside, little bit of safety, here, there, everywhere sort of guys. We've also got Kendall Daniels from Oklahoma, who's a converted safety, who can sort of play in that middle box position as well. So I like a lot of what we're doing defensively. We just need to shore up against stopping the run. Because as I said as well, one thing that galls me is the fact that we are one of the best pure run teams in the league and we can't stop the run. So yeah, that would be priority number one for me, would be establish the Mike and make sure he's getting reps in that arc, you know. That's kind of where I'm at with the defense right now.
Okay. I know Truth gonna sound very proud about that because that's exactly the same thing he said.
Yeah, I mean,
If
it
he's
was a
still
great
in here.
point. I mean, defense wins
Yeah.
championships, as we so often say, boys.
Josh asked, have we used the McGarry money yet? Man, we ain't using no goddamn money right now.
They're gonna use that
Boy,
money.
man, they saving that money. They try to figure out who go budge between them or goddamn Bijan Robinson and Jameer Gibbs. Because it's already reports right now that the Lions may be close in on that Jameer Gibbs contract. I think they try to save some money on who they gonna pay next.
I think the Falcons want to make Bijan the highest paid running back in the league. That way they ain't got to worry about him whining and crying that he's not the highest paid or whatever. Not saying he would do it, but you never know with these players.
Yeah, I feel like
we
we're going to break.
Whine and cry.
We're going to break records for Bijan. I think you guys are right. I think, given the fact that we're probably still going to have change, you're going to see a lot of movement in the off season. Probably looking to lock down long term Bijan, Drake, Kyle Pitts, and or Jesse Bates. Because for me, depending on what you want to do, you could let one of those guys go. But as I say, even if you pay all four, we're still going to have some money. So 2027 is going to be a fun off season. As I say, we've got the Benz hosting the bowl in 28, so maybe we push for that one and not worry too much about this year. As I've said before, I want to re-establish the fact that the South runs through Atlanta first and remind these guys who the fuck we are, and then let the playoffs fall. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. Yeah. We have. They're at the point right now, and this is where, and like you said, even with Stefanski, like you said, it's going to be an expectation this year for this team to get to the playoffs. Just for the simple fact that, like you said, we're going down the same road of having a team that has the capabilities of competing for a playoff spot. Like you said, the main thing that we was missing from there is just the continuity and the ability to be able to close these games out on all three phases of the game right now. And I think by bringing in the certain coaches that they did, you have a mindset where those small intricate details that might like to talk about, they're going to be very, very keen on these. But like you said, it's an expectation that's gonna come with it. And they got to get over the hump. And I think, like you said, with Matt Ryan and Ian Cunningham, Arthur, these guys kind of know they have to get over the hump this year with this.
Yeah, and one thing that I feel like doesn't get shouted out enough is the hire of Bill Callahan either, because I did notice, I don't know if you guys saw the latest depth chart, but we have Ethan Onianwa playing as a guard. I told you guys, I can't remember if it was on your side or Matt or over on EFN, but I said something along the lines of Onianwa isn't a pure tackle, he's a 6'7" swing guard, and now he's listed at left guard, and I'm like, see. Your boy knows some things. Obviously, I think Bill Callahan's definitely going to be a big hand in where we go, especially offensively, but as a team as well, because if we can't keep these guys vertical, it doesn't really matter whether it's going to be Tua or Mike, does it? So I feel like that's going to count for a lot this season as well.
Yeah. And Bergeron is another one of those guys that they have to make a decision on, because I think his contract is up after this year. So they got to make a quick decision on him.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't pay Bergeron more than like $13 million a year. Personally. Since we got Bill Callahan and he's the best offensive line coach in the league, if Bergeron asked for like outrageous amounts of money, I would just draft a first round left guard.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, like you said, even if that is the case, like you said, these next couple years coming out of these drafts and possible free agency and stuff like that, you got a lot of offensive linemen that are on the board. So
yeah, look at the UDFAs from this year too, Kev. I mean, Brockermeyer looks to be center 2 right now, and then of course Cam Dewberry is going to be playing more guard for us, but. I mean, you can't say enough good things about having starts at both Miami and Alabama. So, I mean, I think we're already in a good spot with these young linemen, I think.
Right.
So let me throw that out there real quick with Caleb McGarry's contract. So basically, the Falcons have to this year. They have to kind of account that money towards dead cap, so the Falcons won't be able to do anything with that money this year, but next year they'll be able to do something with it. Well, essentially that money will pretty much be essentially sign a 2-year contract extension in 25. The Falcons will be able to recoup most of that money in 26, 27. So May 27. So they'll be able to get the 27, that money coming off. But as far as that month, the money for this year, they have to account that towards the dead cap. So we actually lost this money this year with Caleb McGarry, but the next couple of years or so, we'll get most of that money back.
I mean, the thing about it is they have been able to rebuild this team and build the depth on this team with house money anyway. So it ain't necessarily it wasn't a necessity, but it would have been an accessory. The accessory is, like you said, is going to be 2027, especially when you got contracts that you got to deal with. So that was kind of that's kind of smart right there. Save as much money as you can for 2027, so you can have enough money to figure out who you keep it and who. What's the class say? Should I stay or should I go? That's what they're gonna find out right now. Who's gonna stay and who's gonna go?
Everybody, temper your expectations for this year. Don't expect the super immaculate 13-win year. Don't expect that. Expect like 9 to 11 at most.
I mean, like you said, in going off of what Will said, your defense hold off in 3 of those games. This was an 11-win team.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly, and 10 wins is all you need to take the South. Last year proved that.
Shoot, last
Exactly.
year you just need a tiebreaker with somebody.
You just needed one win. One win would have got you in the playoffs. One.
But they gonna go all in. Well, now they're not gonna go all in for a Super Bowl next year. But they're gonna go all in to be a contender next year. This year, this is just a year to see. Okay, what do they have? But their main goal this year is win the South. That's probably their main goal this year. Get into the playoffs. Get that playoff experience. Get a taste of it. Know how it feels like to be in there. And then the following year, we expect.
Yeah, I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we're the bad guys for saying this because it's like, no, how dare you? You're supposed to have Falcons winning the Super Bowl every year, but this is something that brings me back to Myles Garrett in a kind of roundabout way. It's about maturity. And if I'm speaking about the Garrett situation, it's purely from the fact of, yes, you may be the head of the defense, but you ain't the head of the table. They don't need to consult you on a damn thing. And as Atlanta fans, we should know by now to learn to trust the process. It's never an overnight fix. We are blessed and fortunate, and we are, in so much as we are in as weak a division as we are. Because if we were somewhere like, say, the AFC West, AFC North, something like that, then we may not even be talking about next season. So I think the guys that would come for us for saying be prepared for just pushing for playoffs, I think that's what you need to take into account. It is where we are right now.
Oh.
You gotta go step by step.
Mm-hmm.
Look, the more realistic you can have, the more realistic you can be about your team, the less you'll be angry about your results you get.
Yeah, you got to go step by step because the first step that this team needs to do, the first step they have to take is they have to find out which quarterback is going to be able to be the starter from week 1 to week 17. That's the first step.
Mm-hmm.
That is the first step right there.
So let me. I want to get this comment. I just find it funny that something like this was even said, and it was because of that moron at ESPN and
Louis Riddick.
Hey, that moron. It was because of that moron and him saying that Tua Tagovailoa. It's just supposed to be. So this guy tell me why am me crying about ESPN? What ESPN says Falcons have never won a championship. You're a stand, not a fan. See, let me say.
Hold on. We just had a goddamn show about this last week about stands and fans.
Yeah, I know why I can't stop. I was just waiting for the first nut licker to come in and say something to have the guts, but he took about 2-3 days to grow the balls to say something like this. All right. So let me say this: a fan, not a stand, because I disagreed with Louis Riddick said. That's funny. So
hold on. Let me get this straight. So he said you're a stand because you disagreed with a take about Tua.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but last time I checked, don't you boys still live in a democracy? Like, the beauty of it is we don't have to come out here and agree. You know what I'm saying? It ain't that deep, bro.
So, because we ain't sitting here talking about, Tua should be the starter for the whole season. So instead of letting the quarterback position dictate who's going to be the quarterback,
Mm-hmm.
you're considered a stand because you disagreed with Lewis Riddick, which is interesting because this is the same Lewis Riddick that Falcons fans were mad that didn't become the GM, that Terry Fontenot picked over him to be the GM of the Atlanta Falcons, which ironically was the GM of the Philadelphia Eagles dream team. I think a lot of people forgot about that failed as experiment right there.
Well,
Look, when has Lewis Riddick been right about anything? That's my first
but the
question.
thing is, the reason why I did look, it wasn't the fact that I disagreed with Tua or Michael Penix. What I had an issue with what he said is he feels, and I'm trying to find the exact quote because I thought the quote was funny as hell the way it was worded.
Oh, he said something like what, complimentary football or something like that.
Complimentary football, and I'm like, if we're gonna play complimentary football, why are we starting Tua to begin with? That doesn't make sense. So his statement was fucking retarded to begin with. That's a stupid ass statement to say we're gonna play complimentary football and we're gonna start Tua Tagovailoa so we can play complimentary football. There's no need to change Michael Penix as the starting quarterback if we're going to play complimentary football.
Yeah, if you're going to play complementary football, it's in the what? It's complementary to what? Because Tua's just coming in the door. So, like you said it, Mike.
That's what I disagreed. I think he was being more to stand than me. I'm talking about the game because if you're going to play complimentary football, there's no point even bringing Tua in with the Atlanta Falcons. Like, I'm bringing Tua in because he's at this point in time, he's much more experienced than Michael Penix. I'm not playing complimentary football with Tua. I'm opening the book. I'm opening the entire playbook if I'm starting Tua.
Yeah, and you've also got complementary football. Sorry to jump in, Kev. You've also got complementary football, as you say, Mike, by bringing back Austin Hooper, Olamide Zaccheaus. That's your complementary football because they know the system that Matt Ryan likes to run. Obviously, Austin Hooper's also familiar with Coach Stefanski. So that's where complementary football starts to come into play. But I ain't starting Tua to try and run what we ran last year because he doesn't really know what we ran last year. He wasn't part of that scheme, and that's why I feel like Brandon here's he's misinformed as to where you were coming from on your take there, Mike. For me,
yeah.
My question is, if you're talking about complimentary football, isn't that supposed to involve all three phases of the game?
Yes, exactly.
Why does the quarterback is the only position that determines complimentary football?
That's the point that I made. That's exactly the point.
Well, what
football is all phases of football, including the coaching staff.
What kind of goofy? You know what?
He didn't realize. He don't even understand what he's saying. See, this is a classic case of just opening your mouth and don't understand what you're saying.
Because Lewis Riddick bought into the talking points of what the city of Atlanta is having right now, and the talking point in Atlanta is Michael Penix is not it. Tua is the guy. Yep. So what he ended up doing was he's buying into that, and he's enforcing that with his takes so he can get some brownie points from Atlanta sports fans over this Tua versus Penix thing.
And so this is where you see the divide in the content creation in the Atlanta community. I would rather be respected out here than liked. If I say something that you don't agree with, I am happy to have that conversation. If you can give me logical and provable rationale, I will, if not change how I feel, I will at least take your take into consideration. That's the That's kind of what it's all about. But I feel like a lot of these people are just like, nah, I need to be populist in my opinion. And that's not the way to run your show.
Uh-huh.
The thing about this whole situation is you have two quarterbacks who have a lot to prove this year. Tua's on a 1 year deal. He has to prove that he can still play in this league and start at a high level. Hence is why you have the 1 year contract. Also with the injuries, you have Michael Penix, who is coming off an injury, whose reputation has got pretty much shitted on as far as being able to play the game of football. So he has a lot to prove. The reality of this situation with the quarterback is you have two quarterbacks that has to prove that they belong. So the thing about it is, and this is why you have Matt Ryan out there working with these quarterback drills with all these guys, because you got a bunch of guys that got a bunch of points to prove. So that's why the competition itself is what is going to be a very key factor for this team. Penix is not guaranteed to be here after this season.
Uh-huh.
Tua is not guaranteed to be here after this next season. I keep hearing everybody talk about Jack Strand, but they can't name me a Jack Strand game to fucking watch in college.
Right.
I didn't know who he was until people started talking about him.
They didn't either.
They don't know who the fuck he is. The reason why they like him because he's 6'5", 240 pounds with a big arm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that big arm, if it had been more consistent, wouldn't have been playing for the Moorhead Minnesota State Dragons. He would have went Div 1. Just a point. Like, he has an impressive arm, but I need more than an impressive arm.
Yes, exactly.
And we fucked around and forgot we still got Trevor Simeon on the goddamn team.
We do.
Yes, we do.
Oh.
Lord have mercy. Fred with the $2 super chat said, hold on. In my opinion, Tua is overrated. Penix is the guy. Like I said, the quarterback competition is going to dictate. That's why they have the quarterback competition now. If you feel like that Tua is overrated, Michael Penix should be able to win the job. But like I said, that's why it's very important that you did bring him in because, like you said, you're not guaranteeing Penix to start the job, which makes Penix have to work harder to earn it.
And if Penix does get the starting job, Tua will help him actually, and not just sit on the sideline and look at his iPad all day.
Yeah, and he told you as much in that press conference. I know he didn't say the exact words. His exact words were something to the effect of, football's my part-time job. I'm a husband and a father. So if he gets that backup job, I've got to believe that Tua is going to be behind Mike and ready to go if the opportunity should present itself, as you would expect any professional quarterback to be. But I don't feel overrated. I don't know if necessarily that's the word I would use. I feel like if you really look at where he excels, it's in timing and precision and having a shiftier wideout that can make those plays to make him look a little better. I feel like that's why I've made the pro comp and I've seen that Tua himself has made it as well, that Zachariah Branch reminds him of a Jalen Waddle. And I see it too. I mean, all you need to do is make sure that guy's got a little bit of space and get him the ball and he can do some things. So I feel like we knew and we saw what Tua brings to the table. We have essentially not just raised our floor, but we've given him some looks that he's more used to seeing and from his time in Miami as well. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, I think it's really going to just come down to, as Kev says, how this competition really plays out. I'm not prepared to say yet one way or the other because shout out to Truth, before he left, he did say there's a good probably 85 to 90 days from now before we're even ready to realistically put you guys a 53-man depth chart together. So I feel like a lot of this talk is still a little premature as well. I mean, I get why we're having these talks, but you guys know what I'm saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Telling
Yeah,
me, telling me damn Jack Strand is the future QB. Motherfucker, you ain't seen that one game he ever played.
You know what? I'd rather bring
No,
Disney Renner back because I got more faith in him than
no,
Jack Strand.
I like the is wrong with y'all.
we haven't seen this man. I saw him through an out
I
route.
never heard of this motherfucker. And y'all talking about he's the future QB1. You don't get the fuck out of here with that.
He threw an out route to Zachariah. That's the only thing I've seen him do. This
With no pads.
with no pads on.
Which is very interesting because remember the reason why everybody's so in love with Tua right now is he threw that post to the back of the end zone to Drake London. Now everybody crowned him QB1.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Drip down in the chat. He's got it. It all boils down to aesthetics. People like the shit that looks good. I don't need it to look good. I need it to be effective.
Yeah.
I needed to play good. I don't need to look good.
And people overreacting about what Stefanski said about Tua, about Tua having God-given accuracy. I'm like, look at the stats. Tua is one of the most accurate quarterbacks in NFL history. Look it up. It's there. It's
Tua did lead this league in passing yards at one point in time, which is the reason why he got that $200 million contract in Miami. That was right after he led the league in passing.
Look, my issue with quarterbacks, when I start hearing them saying shit like football is my part time, like I'm already, my foot is halfway cocked to your ass. Okay, it's already. I don't need my quarterback saying shit like that. That tells me your love for the game ain't as strong as I need it to be. That's just me. I don't want my quarterback saying, "Well, part time, my family is football." You take your full time ass back home, okay? That's what the fuck I'm talking about. I don't need my quarterback.
No, I see that narrative too, Mike. And I mean, from what I can see, looking good just so they can feel good. Well, it only feels good for so long, and it's handy that you boys mentioned the Philly Dream Team earlier because that was a team that looked real nice until they got their ass beat, and it didn't. So you need to get the wins to go with all those pretty boys you got pulling on pads. You know what I'm saying?
Them boy brought in Vince Young. Them boy had Vince Young, Mike Vick, LaShawn McCoy, Deshaun Jackson, Jeremy Maclin, Nnamdi Asomugha, Sante Samuel, a whole bunch of pass rushers. And the motherfucker won 7 games. Boy, I was like, boy, Lewis, you don't get the fuck up out of my face with that shit.
A fired his behind so quick. Like, come on, man.
You bring in damn Nnamdi Asomugha, who's a man corner, and you bring him to a defensive play zone. Like, what are we doing?
He was trying to play Madden or fantasy football and it didn't work.
It did not work.
And how do you bring in Mike Vick and Vince Young just for Kevin Cobb to end up winning the quarterback job? What the hell is going on?
They don't tell you this, but there's no sliders in the real NFL, boys.
It's like having $100 bill and using a 20.
Exactly. Come on, man. Man, but yeah, like I said, man. Jack Strand is interesting, but the thing about it is y'all can't name me one motherfucking game of reference that this nigga has played. Hold on, let me rephrase that. That this guy has played in college to where I can say, yep, he is the franchise quarterback. If you can name me one game he's played that I can look at, we be good.
You know what's good?
But outside of that,
Trevor Simeon, we ride.
I don't care about neither. I don't care about his ass neither. But the thing is, you can't come out here and tell me. And I seen somebody say this stupid shit online. So this is why I'm speaking on this. I forgot who it was. It was just a random ass video. But it was like, oh yeah, Jack Strand may be the Falcons' future quarterback one
yeah, I
in
saw
the
that.
future. I'm like,
I've never heard that dude in my life. I saw that. I was like, yeah.
I said, you can't even name me one game in college he played that I need to look at.
Look, I'd rather have Diego Pavia before I'll start that.
Damn. You want Mighty Mouse? That you said you rather have Mighty Mouse?
Look, at least I know Pavia can beat good teams.
Like I said, you just gotta get out the fact that the motherfucker 6'5", 240, but that's the only thing that half of y'all motherfuckers know. Oh God. Southside here talking about, week 1 preseason, if Strand goes crazy, fans gonna be capping for him to start week 1.
Oh, don't let her have 2 carries for 50 yards.
Yeah. He run the ball. He run the ball, get like a 30-yard carry on one run. Oh boy, they gonna crown him the Hall of Fame. They gonna crown him a Hall of Famer down here. They did it with Felipe Franklin. You saw how that played out.
Oh boy.
Felipe's first action as a quarterback, he threw a pick in his first drive on Thursday.
He threw a pick on his first drive, and the second drive he ran the ball for 51 yards on the run. And they were talking about, yeah, he's gonna be our quarterback of the future. Boy, no.
Well, you want to talk about Franks. I mean, as everybody keeps telling us, he's 6'5", 240. So if it doesn't work out, just switch him to tight end.
There you go.
Yep.
There you go.
He been blocking ever since.
He been special teams captain ever since. Hey, look, at least he switched to a position where he got a guaranteed paycheck every year.
Mm-hmm.
He's been good at it though. So, I mean, you can't really be mad. You can't really be mad
at it. Look, I'm not mad at it. Shoot. A lot of people need to realize, yeah, we make fun of special teams. Y'all make fun of special teams players all the time, but them the ones that have the long-lasting jobs in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
So Falcons fans finally knew what how important special teams.
Yeah. Now they following the mindset of K Styles. Now they found out how important special teams really is.
Yeah, you think El Stupido for that one.
I ain't never seen so many Falcon fans get mad about special teams before. I like, y'all done made me proud. Y'all made me very, very proud. I could almost cry.
There's a reason why Mike Ford is still on this team.
Exactly. You gotta think about it. We went through 4 kickers last year. Think about that for a second. That's already bad in itself.
Oh my goodness. Remember the year where we had like 3 or 5 different punters?
Sterling Hoffrichter. Please don't remind me of that. That motherfucker literally cost us a game. You said what, Mike?
I say, something wrong when you go through that many punters. Like, boy, how you go through punters?
Well, we had Cam Neasy or whatever his name is.
Cameron Nazarelic.
Yeah.
Well, however the fuck Cam Neasy. Cam Neasy.
I ain't saying all that shit.
Cam Neasy sucked. Sterling Hoffrichter, he got drafted in the 7th round. He sucked. They lucked up on Bradley Pinion that year. I just say that much. Yeah, Cam Neasy got cut because he shanked a putt that cost us the game against Tampa. I remember that.
I remember that putt still. I don't remember that putt, but I remember that putt.
Everybody said, I'm finna putt. 15-yard punt. Oh, hell no.
Did he get cut like right after that game too?
Boy, he got cut right after that game. Boy, Bradley Pinion was on the next plane down here literally after that game.
Arthur Smith was not playing.
But that's why we keep telling them, man, it's 3 phases of football. You want to make sure all your phases of football is good. Mm-hmm. You don't want to be like the 2010 San Diego Chargers. You don't want to be like that team.
Hey, at least we ain't got to worry about Giorgio Tavecchio anymore. So
Yeah.
With all due
Yeah.
respect, you don't want to be like the 2025, the 2025 Falcons either. Your offense looks great, your defense looks great, but your special teams is ass.
It was bad. It was horrible. But that 2010 San Diego Chargers team was that was they said that was the worst special teams performance for a team in a regular season in NFL history. How does your team in number one in offense and defense and you only win 7 games?
Woo, Lord, have mercy,
that's
Jesus.
embarrassing.
Well, you got to be an idiot coach to have that.
I would fire my
Bruh.
head coach for that.
Bruh. They went through 6 straight games where they gave up a block kick return for a touchdown. It was like 3-4 straight games.
How you do that?
That's
That's impossible. There's no way.
Like, yeah, you're right. It's a special level of inequity right there.
They had a whole bunch of high schoolers blocking up front. Like,
But I don't know what it was, but because I was going back and I was actually looking at that, I was like, bruh, the punter was getting blocked at least once a game for like 5 to 6 straight games. The kick coverage couldn't cover nothing.
Mm-mm.
And I forgot who was the kicker around. I think Nate Kading was still the kicker around that time. He was missing field goals like a motherfucker too.
yeah, see, if I was the coach at that point, I'd be like, you know what, punter, just kick it out of bounds every time. Kicker, kick it out the back of the end zone every time.
Drop kick that thing. That's what you do. You drop kick it. Drop kick.
Yeah.
Or whatever it goes, it just goes.
Or just fake on every 4th down. At least then it would be fun.
Exactly. Shit, if that's the case, you get a punt block every game for 6 straight games. Y'all better go to that rugby style punt. Just get it out of there. I don't think y'all want that. But we got anything else? We want to get out, fellas? Anything else?
I got everything.
I'm good.
I think I got everything. Oh,
Okay.
tell.
All right, cool. So we're about to go and get up on out of here. Damn. So we went on about 2 hours here. So yeah, this is a damn good conversation. Like I said, man. We'll let you go ahead and plug yourself, man. Plug yourself to the people again. Let them know.
Yeah. Sure
Let them know when the next show is.
I appreciate you boys again for having me on. I took a little week off, just needed to get my health MOT'd, so to speak. But your boys back this week, so next Scottish Falcon show will probably be on Thursday of this week. Chances are I'll probably be joining Fresh and Sam for the Raw review tomorrow. Apart from that, you can find me on X at Will Waddle, WADL, where I've just passed 1,000 followers. So pushing for 2K now. And in addition to that, as I say, you'll find me on anything the Alliance are doing, anything AFN. Plus, we got a few special announcements coming up ourselves as well. So I will say shout out Germany, shout out Mexico, and shout out to the boys down south. I won't go too much more specific than that right now, but if y'all know, y'all know. And if y'all don't, then you're going to have to just keep your eyes here. But until then, I appreciate you boys as always for having me on. Thanks for hanging back and letting me get on and chat about these trades tonight. Much love as always, guys.
All right. No problem, Will. You already know, man. One band, one sound. You family. Just let us know whenever.
Right back at you, brothers. Anytime I'm free, y'all know I'm here.
All right. Appreciate you. All right, Keyshawn, go ahead and plug yourself, man.
Follow me on Twitter or X, whatever you call it. At Keyshawn Vlad, just type my name in. I do articles, post videos, trying to be more versatile. I do Falcons, Hawks, sometimes Braves, sometimes other teams around the NFL and NBA. I take requests too. I don't just do all my own stuff. I take requests too. So yeah, that's about it.
Okay. Okay. So, like I said, man,
One more
man,
thing. And
go ahead, go ahead.
I will try and make 1 or 2 training camps this year as well. So, and I will be reporting on things that are happening as well when I'm there.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, bet.
I'll be
Hey,
setting up.
man,
Looking
it's gonna be
forward to
fun.
that because, as I've said to you guys many times, for someone who can't be in Atlanta all the time and has to kind of plan these trips almost years in advance, I get to live vicariously through you guys when camp rolls around. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'll be sitting up on the hill looking at the 3 fields that they got over there.
Hell yeah, just make sure you get some good shade. Because I can only speak for myself, but you're going to have to find a nice big tree to place me under when I get there. Just warning you in advance.
Well, shoot, all the good shade is up at the very top. So
We'll say they gonna be at the sniper's position up on the tree branch somewhere.
Oh yeah. Nah,
Metal Gear.
nah. People just gonna be following me around. But never mind. Let me keep that to myself.
Oh, you know that's gonna happen, so you might as well.
Yeah,
You might
I had somebody hit me up. Somebody randomly called me. Like randomly called me today. I get some of that. I guess, and believe me, I am very appreciative of the following that we have, and I love when y'all guys send questions and talk. But like it, warn the motherfucker before you start dialing my number. All right, when you see Facebook open and I could call man Mike, like just say, hey Mike, you got a minute? Don't just goddamn call me, man. That shit weird, y'all. That's weird as hell. You don't just randomly call motherfuckers not like. All right,
but
that's
anybody
that's how you get blocked. But like I said, I'm appreciative, but don't just randomly call people. That is not cool at all, y'all.
shoot, anybody that knows
That
me,
is the one time we would encourage you to jump into our DMs first before.
anybody
They going down in the DM. Hey man, like I said, hey, we gonna give y'all the rest of y'all evening back.
Shout out
What
to
up?
King Fred, Vincent Moore, and LT for today's super chat. We truly appreciate everybody that continuously support us. And like I said, all of these all the super chats, you know, that goes into our plan to have some off. We're gonna be doing some we're gonna have some community things. So I appreciate everybody for continuously supporting this brand. Like I said, every little dollar, like even if you just have $1, we appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? It goes into helping. So appreciate it. That's all I gotta say about that, kid.
Just one more thing before we close. While you're on community, Mike, I know if you guys follow us on the social media, you'll know this is all going on. But just to everyone in the chat, I mean, from everyone on the panel, all love and all prayers to our brother down there, John St. Clair. So keep your prayers coming. Keep sending him all the good DMs. Keep sending good energy his way, because he's another one that I mean, he's in the shows sometimes before we even are. So all love and appreciation, John, for your continued love and support. You know we'll be here to obviously give you your good Falcons content while you're healing up. And then as soon as you're feeling ready to get back into the battle, you know we've got a gap to assign you to too. So just keep on keeping on, brother.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. So, hey man, we gonna give y'all evenings back. Till next time, people. We ain't here to play.
No.
We here to stay.
Oh yeah, dickhead.
You ain't gotta go home.
But you got to get the hell out of here. Oh, yeah.
Talking about some goddamn Jack Strand being a future quarterback.
I saw that.
Boy, you get the fuck up. You know what? I'm out.
I changed that damn channel. Look, I changed from his YouTube.
Like, we gave the guys 2 hours. Don't open up on Jack Strand again. Do you really want to make it 4 here?
We out. We out.
Deuces,
God.
girl.
For exclusive content like Atlanta Falcons and quarterbacks like Jaden Daniels, you got guys like Arch Manning. Is he good? Is he bad? The ugly? The good? Hit that join button and join your boy Mad Mike membership for $1.99.